Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. This is a new episode along with a new video. So, I wanted to talk about Aaliyah's self titled, her last album. This album, for me, let me know that she really and truly is more than a woman. And, it just was so different. Like, no one was ready. I feel no one was ready. We need a resolution came out at a time where everyone was literally, the radio was like literally putting out like that just anthems, like, dancing and maybe even like slow serenading records, but just anthems back to back, whether it was Get Your Freak On or All For You from Janet, and there was all these different songs. Destiny's Child had, Bootylicious, there was all these different songs coming out. Aaliyah stood on her own and said, I am doing my project, this album, this self-titled album, this is how I would like it. And I know there has been speculation that she wanted to do it just, in a different form, not have as many people that she usually worked with be involved, to kind of just branch out. A lot of artists now do that more than we know. At that time, it could have been frowned upon. Maybe not everybody was looking for that. Maybe not all record labels and not all, contributors probably felt that was the right thing, because at that time there wasn't, a sense of streaming and we can buy this whenever we feel like it. When you bought it, that was going straight to the, like you had to buy. You had to be there to watch them perform too. When they did interviews, like that was a thing. Like that was really getting the promo. And so we didn't really get as much of that with Aaliyah because she was so busy. She had other projects that she was going to work on, and this album let you know that there was more to come from her perspective, that this wasn't it. You hear it. And when it comes to loose rap, she lets you know, like, my crew, the people I love, the people that love me, I rock with them, they rock with me. If I like you, I like you. If I don't, just, we don't compare. And I respect that. Not all artists do that in their music. Some do. They do it in other ways. But not in like a singing, casual way. That wasn't always done all the time. It was always in an aggressive way. And even if they were to have did it in a casual way, it wasn't so much towards one person all the time. It would always be, after a while, like, everybody gotta understand, how I'm feeling about this type deal. Rock the Boat, legendary song, legendary video. She did her thing. She did everything that we wouldn't have thought she would do in that video. And I'm not saying that she wasn't even gearing to not do that in other videos. They may have not just had a time, and maybe just at that time that wasn't the forefront. She wanted things, so great video. You just really get to see her be just her, vulnerable, just a woman, just like, I'm on the beach, like, it's summer, like, like, and it's just beautiful, More Than a Woman, that song as well, great video. You get to really see her wear all white, all black, have different scenarios with dancing, and really see her showcase her voice, and just beautiful video. Even with the motorcycle scene, just beautiful video. Never No More, great song. It showcases the fact of you wanting to not have such a misunderstanding in a relationship to the point that it becomes abusive in more than one way, not just physical. Like, we talking to each other differently, like we, like, just, it's not nice. So with that being said, there was that balance with that album track. Extra Smooth, which is right after I Care For You, because I Care For You was a ballad. See, I Care For You, she lets you know them high notes. She lets you know, like, I want to talk. Like, talk to me. Let me know why this is happening to you so we can get through this. And it's very reflective now. Extra Smooth, letting people, or even a guy per se, just letting you know, like, I'm not easy to have. You just can't just have me. You just can't just talk to me and just assume, I'm the one. Like, it don't work like that for everybody, and it's not always like that. And she was letting you know, like, I'm just not like that. I'm that girl, as Beyonce is saying for her own self. I'm that girl, but I don't feel that I have to be that girl with you. Okay. As far as with the next track, You Got Nerve. Yeah. Similar to Never No More, just more aggressive, more up-tempo, well, mid-up-tempo. And who do you think you, like, just when you hear it, you hear how she just, she's bringing us into the new generation. Like, it's not the 90s, but, we gonna see what we gonna do with the 2000s. Like, it was real. It was real. And it was something because, from 96 to 2001, a lot of people was visually seeing that gap rather than listening to tracks, all the time from her. And it was all right. It wasn't bad. Try Again, last track of the album, went number 1. And that's just from the radio. So imagine that now, in the sense of, if people were to go and just buy, it can get back on the charts. Just like, other songs that have previously charted can go back on the charts. It's what we pay attention to, is what we buy, and is what we love. So if we love what we love, like we say we love it, we'll see it be charting. And I'm not saying that we won't see it from a different perspective now, because there's all these different criterias. But I'm saying, like, when I say charting, I don't mean that it has to be one place. It can be in all different places. And that's all good. So, as far as with I Refuse, definitely similar to You Got Nerve and Never No More. Just, this is more of a ballad. This is more of a just, it's not haunting too much to me, but it just sounds as though, like, I'm not doing this. Like, we not doing things the way we usually do. So she gave, like, with Never No More, it was more like, it was R&B in the sense of just like, this ain't it. With You Got Nerve, same thing, but it's aggressive, like. And then when you have I Refuse, it's more ballad. It's more of a ballad, and it's more emotions. There's more emotions in the extent of it being like, I don't want to deal with this. Not even so much where I want to deal with this. I don't want to now. Like this can't keep going. Like no, this is not helping me. Um, and then with I Can Be, that was her being on the other side of it, where it's just like, never mind, there's complications in a relationship with somebody. I am the complication. I can be the person that you see on certain days, and we'll just go from there. She let that. A lot of people in their music have said little things like that, but never to that point. Not all the time. At least for me, for what I've heard, not all the time. And she wanted people to have that balance. Not to say that they had to act on it, but just to have that sense to know that she understood. Like, imagine if I was the mistress. Like, imagine if I was the one to really be out here wrecking this relationship, that relationship. Like, imagine. While also having the role in the album tracks, letting people know like, nah, this ain't right. Like, why is this going like this? Like this don't have to be like this. So that's art, I get it. And then It's Whatever, that beautiful song, very, very blissful. Like, she wants you to know she's in love for the long term. Like, it's really us. Like, whatever we doing, let's just do it. Let's meet. Let's be happy. And I loved that in the song. Like, the essence of that. It's still refreshing to hear. And then you have What If. So similar to I Can Be, it's now, wait a minute. What if I was the one that was doing you the way you do me? Like, what if somebody was to come to me and say, what's good? Just hit me up and be calling me and be having meetups with me, and not even having the thought that was what was going on. Like, meeting me at the bar and all, and told me to give me a call. What if? Like, she really let you know, like, in different areas, like, what if I was the mistress? What if I was the one to get back at you? What if I was the one to just take the abuse? What if I said I'm done with the abuse? She let you know in that album in so many ways, and I respect it. Because I think at that time there was so much anticipation for her to really just be so great, and I was ready too, as young as I was. I was 7 when the self-titled came out, so I was very much aware of her and all her albums. Her first album came out a couple days before I was born, but even so, I got to listen over time, just with Age Ain't Nothing But a Number and One in a Million just together. But sticking back to self-titled, yes, and even just with the sense of, just like I said, with What If, like, she really was letting you know, like, it don't gotta be one-sided. Like, what if I was really that bitch to really just be out here just doing you like you doing me, and I mean good, not just, oh, I did it a few times and I'm sorry. Like, I mean, like, you out here trying to cycle between 3 or 4 people, let that be me, but I don't even gotta see them. Let that be me, and I got 2 other people that I actually see. I just talk to them other niggas. Okay? So I'm just, like I said, she was just, and I'm not saying that was her demeanor. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, the song lets you know from anyone's perspective that it don't ever and has never been one-sided. People will feel more hurt and their esteem gets low when they feel like, wow, that happened to me. But over time, it's like, well, wait a minute. It don't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen to me anymore. And yeah, she She let it be known and would try again. Number one song, you know. She wanted people to know that from everything she's done, she wanted to entertain you. She wanted to let you know she is a good person. I believe she's a great person. And there's possibly more music we could hear from her. There's more music that, you know, people will have to just know she would have wanted to make. And I do miss her very much. 10 out of 10 for me. You know, I never doubted that it would be a bad album. No, I love this album. I think it's not listened to enough. Like, you know how when, you know, you go online and you see how, oh wow, this album reached this amount of streams and this amount of streams. It's like, y'all put playlists and stuff together for certain songs that y'all wouldn't even think would make an album rise to. Y'all can do the same for, and I'm gonna do this throughout certain videos for certain artists because they deserve the acknowledgement, and I feel like it's more or less the sense of people just advocating that, like, just go listen and stream, like, and subscribe and enjoy the artist. And you can do that with me too. But I'm just saying, like, you know, just I think it's really worth the listen. I know it is. She would have wanted you to enjoy this album. She said it a few times, and it means a lot to her, and it would mean a lot to me too. So definitely listen to it, and to do this type of album by 22, and to just really just be, and mind you, she went number 2. Like she went number 2, you know, by the release. You know, so it's not so much like she wasn't gonna go number 1. I feel that she was going to be number 1, and she was gonna have more to come for us. That's just what I believe, because the star power and just her wanting everyone to know from all over the world how much she loved being an artist, a singer, an entertainer. That's not something you just wake up and do. You gotta really want it. You gotta really want it, and it's not something that you just. I know artists that I will, you know, do videos for over time, that, you know, their stories, they're very telling, in the sense of, like, this wasn't something that they even thought would even be for them. Some of them, you know, like, not even just for it to just slip onto their lap, or they talk to the right person at the right time. Like, these were people that really said, I'm going to do this, and stuck by it, just like Aaliyah. So again, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be back for more.